everyone, and welcome to another edition of Issues by Elsie. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, please do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you can get our videos when we upload them. On this channel, we talk about the issues that concern us as a people, with the belief that life is for the living and that we live and we learn. Today I'm going to be putting my voice with regards still with our Nollywood industry that has graced our screens over the years. I do not believe there is anyone around the world who does not know about Nollywood. Our childhood, adolescents, and even as adults today, we still find joy in sitting down and watching what our Nollywood actors have to give to us. Our childhood was made very beautiful. Either you had to laugh. I remember as a child I sneaked many times to go to the video hall. In Southern Cameroons, we used to pay maybe like 100 CFA francs to watch the latest movies that the Igbo traders will bring from Nigeria. And so yeah, I grew up watching the Mama G's, the Genevieve, Omotola, Zach Oji, Hans Anoku. They made our childhood enjoyable. And even as adults, I still remember when I immigrated into the States, I would still sit and just watch Nollywood movies. I remember someone once asked me, why do you watch movies that you can tell the end from the beginning? And I said, well, I watch them because they represent me. They tell my story. They tell our story. I can relate with it. And regardless of whether you can tell the end from the beginning, there is always a lesson to learn. And so that's why I watch Nollywood movies up till this day. And so I want to take this time to appreciate all the Nollywood actors who have graced our screens and made our lives better and taught us life and moral lessons. Of course, some of the movies are not to write home about, but that's just because the producers sometimes want to do what they want to do. But those that have told our stories, whether in the traditional setting, the settings of the palace, in the school settings, in the political office, those Nollywood movies that have told our stories as a people, as a nation, we want to applaud you. I want to take this time and appreciate Nollywood because you brought to the limelight what many people would rather not say or talk about, but you represented it in the movies and always gave a live lesson at the end for those who watched with an open mind. Of course, you showed us morality, you showed us consequences of evil, you showed us the reward of being good, you showed us situations of seed time and harvest. And so I want to take this time and really appreciate Nollywood. And like every good institution, the devil will always sneak in, right, and try to come in to steal, to kill, and to destroy, because that is what the devil is good at. And whether it is that Nollywood actors or producers let the devil come in, and that we've seen this many deaths and mishaps, one thing I want to say is, just like Nollywood actors have showed us over the years, that when you have a problem, you go to God. I want to applaud Nollywood for living up to that expectation, for not preaching virtue and practicing vice, but that when it came time and they've been hit with a lot of calamity, Nollywood actors came together and lived up to what they have preached or shown and displayed on our screens over the years, that when you are faced with calamity, you run to God. And so Nollywood actors, the association came together, and I do understand they had about a 4 or 5 days fasting and decided to go to Pastor Jerry is a church, and so Nollywood went to church to ask God for mercy. And I remember when I was watching the video, I just couldn't help but just tear up as they walked down. Take a look.
Hallelujah! The best place to be is in the house of God. What came upon us came, and we knew that the best thing is to run to God. That's why we are here, and we are very grateful that you welcomed us. Thank you, church. God bless you. Please keep praying for us. We're also praying for the church too. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate the fact, like I said before, that Nollywood, it did not preach virtue and practice vice, but it preached virtue and practiced the virtue when they saw that they have been hit with calamity upon calamity in the form of death and sickness, which we have seen with our actors in the most unfortunate of circumstances. So yes, they went to church to ask God for mercy, and that God will help. And I trust God that God will help and has answered them. Because the Bible talks about a broken and contrite spirit, the Lord will not reject. You could see them broken. And even we who watch from afar, we are broken, because we do not want our actors ending up in the way we have seen it. And so may God continue to show mercy on our actors who grace our screens, through which it takes us out of depression, it makes us laugh, it just makes us feel happy. What do we want to see going forward with regards to Nollywood and our actors? Let me give my own input from what I have seen. Over the years, we've seen that many of our actors have acted, graced our screen, made our lives fun, but their end, it's like they don't really have much. I want to say that it's not necessarily that they couldn't manage what they were paid over the years. I don't necessarily think that's the issue. I think that, and I want to believe that actors of nowadays are definitely paid more than what the older generation got paid. The passion they had too. So what is a good way? What do we want to see going forward? I want to suggest that the Association of the Nigerian movie industry, I don't know what the names, I don't know whether it's ANG or AGM, I'm not really versed with that, but it is my prayer that this organization, after going to church, you all will sit down and come up with policies that enhance all of your lives. We do not want to see when actors are down, that is when videos are being made in their most vulnerable state and brought to social media, so that to whether it is to get people to make a contribution and all that, it's usually very demeaning. We've seen our actors in diapers, on videos, on social media. We do not want that. So I'm hoping that the organization of Nollywood actors, y'all will sit down and have a policy about moving forward. And how do you move forward? I would suggest an aspect of insurance. And how does this insurance work? An aspect of life insurance an aspect of insurance that protects health insurance for actors, where you are mandated as an actor to put in a stipend into the insurance every year, which I believe that if you as an organization as big as you are, if you sit down, you can come up with a reasonable figure and approach a particular insurance company, which I believe will be willing to, take on that role for you guys. And so we will know that way you all know that while you make our lives beautiful by entertaining us, you also are taken care of in terms of when you will fall sick. These insurance companies will cover up the cost, and they do things like that. Also, I talked about health insurance. That's health insurance. So that when you go to the hospital, you are there and all you want to focus on is to get well, and not having people just coming in and taking all these videos with you in diapers and things like that should you fall sick and come out to post on social media. We don't want our actors disgraced in the most vulnerable of states. So please, let the Nollywood organization get some form of health insurance and mandate, yes, I would say mandate, if you're gonna act, take care of your life. And producers also should be mandated for every set, have insurance that covers every actor on the scene. If it is going to be a fire scene, a water scene, a climbing of a tree scene, a risky scene, maybe you pay more. But the organization should mandate producers to have insurance that covers the actors on every set. That way, security and safety will be paramount in all these settings where movies are being acted. Also, I would want to see and hope that the organization too should have doctors. Yes, approach and hire some doctors that deals with mental health, that deals with the physical health, so that actors can go to these doctors and get physically checked, get an annual physical that checks on the the blood sugar, it checks on the calcium, just gives you a rundown, and that is covered, and of course get a trusted doctor who under oath will not be given, because I know that that's always the fear, that doctors will leak out information, but if they are professionals, that shouldn't be a problem. Actors should have doctors in locations and in specific hospitals that they can go there for physicals. And if you go there, the organization should mandate you have that physical every year and present it to the organization before you are acting. If you do not do your physical, if you do not know what is going on with you, then if you do not show that you are healthy, then don't get on set. So that, because we want healthy people on our sets acting. And then also, besides having the physical, one doctors who are in charge also of mental health. These actors act, the movies you act, the roles you play sometimes gets to you, believe it or not. Sometimes you act the role and you go, maybe as an orphan, you act the role as a murderer. You go back home, you want to make sure you go back, and then you don't, maybe out of emotions and everything, you start living a life like the part you played. So how will you as an actor be helped? Go for some mental counseling, see a counselor, the organization should have people that counsel these actors when they need that aspect of mental health. And it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be anything to laugh about. Somebody is feeling down, somebody is depressed, there is an available doctor. Go in there, talk to the doctor, talk to the counselor for the betterment of your health, so that you come back, you are sane, and you continue to grace as screens for us, but we know that you are also taken care of. I want to shift now and go to our female actors. Of course, we who are Africans and we want our other international, the Americas, the Europes. Sometimes we want to sit down and, watch a movie with them and show who we are. But when we have children that we want to sit down also and introduce them to the Nollywood industry. We want them to see, even if they have never traveled overseas into Nigeria, the Cameroons, the Congos and everything. We want them to watch and see who we are as a people, what our backgrounds are. But it's really humiliating when you are watching, or you want to really bring a child or a friend to sit and watch with, and a female actor comes up and one butt is bigger than the other. Please, you do not need, in my honest opinion, you ladies, you're beautiful. You do not need all these mishaps and injections or BBLs that some of you have done, and it's very glaring under the cameras. And you would find an actor, when they turn, one butt is bigger down, or let me say it looks like it is shoved down, and then the other butt is up. The costume is looking funny when the actor turns their back. Dear sisters, please, you don't need that. I feel, my honest opinion, the Nollywood organization should put laws or policies in place with regards to these. Yes, because we want to be, you guys are representing us. Represent us well. Not that you've not been doing, but all these other funny things that come in, and we have one butt bigger than the other. We all know God didn't create butts with one butt bigger than the other. No, something looking like it's a lump down on the section, and the cameraman too is always very good at picking up that. Ladies in the industry, stay natural, like the Genevieves, the Omotolas, the Rita Dominic. I mean, you couldn't help but watch these ladies, because they brought it to the table every time with the natural shape, body size and everything. They just looked for what worked in terms of their wear, and each did not even copy any. I knew that when I watched the movies, I could always tell how somebody like Rita would dress. Each time she wore something like a short. She nailed it. The lady understood it. Same too with Genevieve, Omotola. I mean, let's look at these and the Mama G's and all that. Today we are seeing one butt is bigger than the other. Please, dear sisters, we don't need that now. Honestly, we don't need that. Because the truth is, all these ladies, we see this one butt bigger than the other, or the butt looking so funny, and you can just tell that something is going on. They are very pretty women who honestly do not need that. So I honestly feel that the organization should have these as policies in place about these body alterations. We want to see a plus size women, yeah. the women that are bossy, the heavy set, yeah, still play roles, falling in love. That represents the African woman. That is who we are. We're not supposed to look in a particular way and be size 2 or size 1. No. Please, 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 let this organization put these policies in place. And we want to sit down and watch you guys with our kids. We know that the Nigerian community, which is where Nollywood comes from, even though it has embraced actors from all over, which is what makes Nollywood great. There is no other film industry in Africa that has embraced other nationals like Nollywood, which is what makes Nollywood great, and it will always stand out, whether you believe it or not. They are accepting to persons from all over. So bravo to that. But please put these structures in place and bring it to the table, because as long as we are alive, we want you to alive to keep entertaining us, because you never know what you do to us. You take us out of depression. When during breaks, some of us click on our phones just so that we can get a laugh and feel good from where we are coming from. Something that we don't when our jobs are that stressful. So thank you again, Nollywood, and thank you for the fact that you run to God and not to some marabu or whatsoever. And we know that God is with you. We are also praying for you guys, and we want to see you all succeed, because you guys make our days very, very beautiful. I want to believe I spoke the minds of, and let me not forget, the Nigerian community does not, I know that for over the years, each time the presidents have come to the Americas, and they're being asked to push the gay agendas and stuff like that, the community or the presidents are always like, hell no, no, that's not who we are. And I've always applauded that aspect of Nigeria. Now, what I do not understand is why the movie producers try to push that so hard in the movies. That's not who we are as a people. You don't need the gay scene, try to push the lesbian scene or whatever into the communities or into the movies to make the movies exciting. The movies can go on without those aspects or a part into it, because you're just pushing a narrative. We're trying so hard to push a narrative, maybe that we've copied from the Western world, which the truth is, that's not who we are as a people. So please, you may say that, oh, I have a problem with people that are gay or have a different sexuality. That's not it. I just want us to be represented correctly in our movies, because we just get shamed every time. And I don't know why. Even in the Western movies, when you want to see the gay parts and all whatnot, they always find black people to play. And I'm just like, well, over the years, I don't know why black people felt like it's acceptable, but if they know who we are and can trace back those things, that's not the black culture. It's not. It's just an adopted evil, I would say, that allegedly that we've adopted and think it's okay, but it's not. Because I speak as a Christian. Yeah, I speak as a Christian. Of course, not everyone is a Christian, but even in our villages where there are no Christians there and everything, we know that those are taboos that are not practiced. And so I don't know why the movie industry sometimes wants to push that narrative, maybe with the modernization and all that. But I feel like if our movie producers did not put that in it, then we will feel more comfortable. There are lots of things to portray who we are as a people, and not portray something that is being copied just so that people can make a name for themselves and all that. But I'm glad Nollywood went to church. I'm glad Nollywood went to seek God. I'm glad Nollywood preach virtue and practice virtue by showing us over the years that when you have a problem, you run to God. Nollywood has been hit with a lot of tragedy, and Nollywood decided to seek God. We stand with you, dear actors. We are praying for you, and we trust God that the best is yet to come. Thanks for gracing our screens. Thanks for making our childhood, adolescence, and adulthood beautiful. Thanks for always giving us a laugh. God richly bless you. And thanks for watching. Post a comment, please, and let me know what you think about actors going to seek God with all that they faced over the years. Thank you.
I invite you to keep regular dates with me on my new series of Issues by Elsie on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And thanks for joining me on this journey.